To this office, we are going to go alphabetically. So Lynn will begin and then Rhonda will speak.
Hello. My name is Lynn Burrows. As you heard, I'm a candidate for school committee. And I'm looking forward to serving the residents of Wareham in that capacity. Hello, citizens of Wareham and Onset. I am very excited at the prospect of becoming a school committee member for our public schools. I am very excited at the opportunity to make a difference in their lives, not only today, but also in our children's futures. The experience I bring to this board includes my having sat as a union representative for contract negotiations with a former employer where I worked as an emergency medical technician for an ambulance service in the Boston area. In this position, I found myself in very precarious and even dangerous situations where I had to make life or death decisions on the spot, not only for my patients, but for myself as well. Since I was in high school, I have coached basketball, softball, and cheerleading. Over the years, I have had several teams that have won championships. I had a great deal of respect for the children I work with, and every one of them knew it. And they still know it 20 to 30 years later today. I have directed and choreographed and produced some children's theater, including music and dance. I am the current president of the WCPAC, the Wareham Special Education Parent Advisory Council. In this position, I set the agenda for the meetings, I recruit speakers for special education parents, work with school administration to ensure that we offer our special education, that what we offer our special education students is in line with state and federal law. I also provide emotional and informational support for parents of our school children, as well as the children themselves. In the short time I have been in this position, I have seen the despondency of many parents change to exceedingly hopeful in their role in helping their children's education. There are many more responsibilities and not enough time to name them all. I absolutely love working with this population. We have some great things happening in our schools. We should all be proud, especially of our basketball state champions and some of the achievements our students at the high school levels have made. Our high school has brought home trophies from the DECA competitions this year. Their musicians will be performing in out-of-school performances on the Cape, and a high school vocalist will be singing at Symphony Hall. There are many changes going on in our schools that will help bring our children to new heights. I believe we can do better. There are many children in our public school system that do not achieve to their full potential. There are many that do not graduate from high school, many who don't finish their primary educational careers simply because they learn differently than others, and we don't have the proper programs and supports for them to succeed. These programs will not take away from the mainstream education as some might have you believe. We can't have all of our classrooms working with the same format. We need to restructure our classes and programs to accommodate a child's style of learning. An autism program has been instituted at the Minot Forest Elementary School. It's good that we now have this. However, most of the kids at the other elementary schools who need this program can't access it. Many kids at the Minot Forest School can't access it. Even though we have this program, it's not available to many of the kids who are on the autistic spectrum and need it. Why? Why isn't there an autism program at the middle school level? The middle school does nothing for their special education students. And don't listen, there's nothing there for them. They fall between the cracks. This is a crucial, vital time that most often determines how successful the students will be at the high school level, at the college level, and eventually the workplace and adult life. Thank you. We do nothing for our middle school kids. When it comes to the high school, unfortunately, it really isn't much better. These kids are left in the dust, and it's a shame. We have excellent teachers here in Wareham and Onset. Due to larger class sizes and students whose needs vary greatly in the classroom setting being put in the same class, none of our students can achieve to their full potential. Our arts have been cut to the bone. Now our freshmen and middle school sports are threatened with distinction, while at the same time our superintendent's salary has increased over $30,000 in 1.5 years. That's over a 25% increase, while our bus drivers have received 3% over 6 years, and our teachers received 3% over 3 years. When Dr. Rabinovich came in, he was going to decrease our administrative staff, and he's doubled it. If he has the best interest of our children in mind, why does his compensation go up over 25% in 1.5 years, and the money available for the direct education of our children continue year after year to decrease? We need to reduce inflated administrative salaries and positions and give it back to the kids. It's about the kids, and we as taxpayers and voters need to make it about our kids once and for all. We need to put more money into resources for our classroom. When a teacher spends their own money to put on their students, they should not be buying pencils and paper. They should be buying something that enriches the lessons that they teach. We need to restore sports and bring back the arts. We need to provide resources in our classrooms that will enhance student instruction and learning. We need to make sure students of all learning levels and styles are met in all of our schools, and the best thing we can do with this is to reduce the administration's inflated, irresponsible spending and salaries that, in my opinion, are doing much more harm than good. Thank you for your time and support, citizens of Wareham and Onset. I will do everything in my power to work to achieve some of the changes and some of the goals that I am outlining here tonight, last sentence, when you elect me to your school committee. I will serve you with transparency and accountability. I won't give up.
Great. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak with you tonight and to ask questions. My name is Rhonda Bugan, and I'm running for Wareham School Committee. Two of the things happened after submitting my papers for candidacy. One, my name continues to be pronounced wrong, and that's okay. Second, I constantly get, "Are you sure about this?" Rhonda Bugan. Yes. So, and that's what I'm here to say. One, the first answer to the question, it is Bugan. And second of all, I am absolutely willing to work as hard as I can for the Wareham School Committee. A little bit of background about me. My husband and I moved to Wareham a little over 6 years ago with our son, Zach. They're both here tonight supporting me. We found a piece of property that we just absolutely fell in love with, and we met some amazing neighbors and basically became lifers. This is it. This is it for us, Wareham, Massachusetts. Jackson, our 3.5-year-old, came soon after and actually inspired me to run. You see, Jackson's about to enter the Wareham school system, and I truly believe if you have a voice, you must be part of the solution and not the problem. A little more than a year ago, I saw an ad in the paper asking for citizens' participation in the Wareham School Strategic Planning Committee. I grew up with teachers in the Nauset public school system and also administrators in Taunton. So I said, what better way for me to get involved with the schools? So I emailed and I basically said, how can I help? Well, that was pretty much it for me. I saw and met some of the most amazing teachers, parents, and students. I saw the passion and hope they had. I got to hear about the amazing work that they're doing. And what I also heard, though, was the struggles and the needs that are there for our children. So we got to work, and now I'm here. I ask for your vote because with my background in civic engagement, community development, balancing budget, management, and yes, being a mom, I know that I can bring so much to this board and to this community. We are in tough economic times. We all know it, and we all feel it. We have heard about academic, sports, and programs, as Lynn was talking, that have been cut. One of the things that I feel very strongly about is that on top of traditional methods, we have to think differently about how we get much-needed resources into our schools. One of the first things that I want to do is I want to ask for us to pull together a committee of active citizens to